All right, everyone, and here we are again. Just wanted to, someone asked me a question about this recently, and I thought it was important to put something together because, people deal with, life happens. Uh, if you've been through a bankruptcy or maybe you're going through the process, these are some things that you can do to repair your credit, to you can actually possibly buy a home again. It does take some time to do it, but here are some top 10 tips that I put together for this process for you. So I'm going to go ahead and Denny Troncoso, licensed loan originator, and I can do loans nationwide. Here we start with the video, sharing my screen, and hope you can see that. Boom. All right. So here are the top 10 ways to rebuild your credit after bankruptcy. So first thing is rebuilding your credit after bankruptcy, just like anything else, takes time, patience, discipline, and a strategic approach. I don't want to sell any uh, fairy tales here. Everything takes time. So if someone's telling you that they can, help you repair your credit, super fast, unless you have something on your credit that really shouldn't be on there that you can dispute and get really quickly removed, then that's unrealistic. All right. It's going to take some time to pay off what needs to be paid off and then to have that reflect in the credit bureaus. But this is some ways to start if you're finding this process. So the first thing is to review your credit report, right? So you want to see what's on your credit report. Is everything on there correct? There were things from the bankruptcy that should have been in there that should have been removed. Sometimes there's judgments from maybe could have been foreclosures or other things like that. So go ahead and review your credit report, make sure everything's removed. And if it's not, then you go ahead and dispute it for inaccuracies. The next one is to create a budget. So you want to prevent it from happening again. You want to live within your means. And then so put together a budget of all your expenses and do your best to live at that on a monthly basis. One of the biggest things that I believe is important, and I need to, practice even more is to try, especially to pay cash and then to use the envelope system with Ramsey, I believe Dave Ramsey is that he teaches. It actually is very good because it controls spending because you only have a certain amount of cash per month to spend on, let's say, eating out or different things. Because I know when you use the credit card, it easily gets used a lot. So you have to limit the outings, etc. So the budget, the income, the expenses, and the debts, very important. The second one is to have a secured credit card. So I know right after bankruptcy, especially if you put all the cards in bankruptcy that you had, it may be hard to get a new card. So the first thing that you could do to establish credit, and this is also works for people that don't have credit, is to get a secured card. So with a secured card, you put up a security deposit of a certain amount, typically with a bank or even a credit card company, if they're offering that. And then you can make small purchases and pay it off on a monthly basis, pay it off on a monthly basis. And what that does, it reflects on your credit that you have a card, that you're paying things off on a monthly basis. It allows you to slowly build the credit. And then you can go ahead and you'll start receiving offers for cards that are unsecured. So you can either also evaluate your credit score and see at what point your credit score is, and then see what the minimums are for credit cards. And different ones have different requirements. And a site to verify that is nerdwallet.com. I think they have some really good information on there. All right, so the fourth one is get a credit builder loan. So actually doing my research, this was one I wasn't really familiar with. This is actually a good one. A lot of credit unions offer this. And to find it, you can go Google and put credit builder loan to find one in your area. And what this is getting a loan with a credit union or a bank, and they're designed to help you build your credit. Same thing like the secured credit card, is basically like a secured loan. So you deposit savings into an account, and then you make payments over time. Once the loan is paid off, you receive the funds, and your positive payment history goes into the credit bureau. So make sure to Google to find ones in your area. All right, the next one is to become an authorized user on someone else's credit card. So if you have a friend or a family member with good credit, that you can become their authorized user on one of their cards, and then their positive credit history is going to start reflecting on you. Now, make sure this is hard because sometimes if you have bad credit, then the person is putting their credit at risk. So make sure you respect that, and by not, hurting their credit in any way, putting too many expenses, and if there's anything that needs to be paid, make sure that you pay it you could work out something with that person where maybe you could even pay them to take that risk. So that's just something that you can use creativity. Payment reminders. So set up payment reminders to ensure that you never miss a payment, right? So you get an email, you get a text message whenever there's a payment due. Now, better than payment reminders, guys, is automatic payments, because there you will never forget a payment. I know some of those will come directly out of your bank account. And what you need to do is definitely have some savings in the account, have a little bit of a cushion there where anything that needs to be paid can be paid in advance. So set up automatic payments. I actually prefer automatic payments instead of payment reminders. All right, number 7 is keep credit utilization low. That means don't use the card a lot, right? So don't max it out. If you have a 500 limit, let's say you got a secured one or even an unsecured one finally, don't try to go to the limit every month, right? Use 30% of it. So if it's $1,000 limit, use only $300 and then pay it off. And then you can go to $300 again. Even that'll help to bump up your credit, because the goal is to keep it under 30%. So, you can see it there, but the high utilization says to the lender that you're overextended possibly. Apply for credit sparingly. So don't apply for credit a lot. So anytime someone says, hey, okay, I'm going to pull your credit. I know insurance, there's 2 types of pulls. There's soft pulls and there's hard pulls. Hard pulls are definitely going to affect your credit score. Soft pulls is just looking at your report. So ask companies when you're doing things, is it a soft pull or is it a hard pull? And then if it's a hard pull, make sure you do it within a short period of time. Let's say you're going to buy a car and you need to take a loan out. And you're going to shop around. I would maybe shoot to shop around within a short period of time, maybe a week, where you go to this credit union, you go to that bank, maybe you do this finance company, you get those 3 options. And then they all pull your credit out at the same time. It's for the same reason. It's not going to hurt your score as much. Same thing with a mortgage, right? Maybe you want to try a loan originator like me, you go to a bank, and then you try some other option. The next one is to diversify your credit. So have a few credit accounts, different options. So get a credit card, get a loan, and a mortgage, a car loan. Those all different types of credit. Some of those get reported to different bureaus. So that way you can have multiple scores. Because sometimes maybe if you only have one credit type, maybe you only have a score with Equifax or with TransUnion or with Experian. So you want to have hopefully scores with all of them. So then that'll help you build up your credit. The last one is to monitor your progress. So there's something called the annual credit report I believe it's annual credit report. Let's see, make sure I'm giving you the right one. It's not free annual, it's annual credit report.com, and that's to get your free credit report, okay, every year. And you don't have to pay for it. You're not going to get your score, but you can get your report. The score, you can probably go to the credit bureaus directly, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion to get an accurate score, or you can go to FICO and get one there. Now, Credit Karma score is not really an accurate score, right? So it gives you an idea, but it's not really accurate with what, let's say you're going to be buying a house. So that's monitor your progress. All right, so those are the top 10, but what do we have here? We have a bonus tip, right? So careful with emotional financial decisions, especially for big purchases, right? So this includes furniture, cars, houses, and more. Set a budget. How much are you going to pay for this? Let's say, hopefully you can buy some of these things cash, but some of the big purchases you can't, right? Cars and houses. So you're going to finance this. Go talk to your credit union before you talk to, the bank's finance company. Car dealers, they make money on financing. So some of the financing that they offer, there's reputable ones, but there's unreputable ones. One time I had a situation, I had, really great credit, and, I went to go get a loan, and loan interest rates at the time were like, I think 3%, right? For car loans, 2%. And they were trying to get me something 12% at the car dealer. So, don't trust the car dealer, do your homework and compare, and then don't make any financial motion. Know what your budget is, know what you're going in for, get the rates in advance. The car's going to be there, right? The house is, is going to be there. Make sure you, when you're buying a house, focus on the payment, not your total loan amount. Don't fall and make emotional decisions. It's a big purchase. You need to think it through, make a smart decision. All right, so remember, last thing I said at the beginning, rebuilding your credit takes time, guys. So be patient and stay consistent in your efforts. Focus on responsible financial habits, and over time, you'll see improvements in your score. Make sure to get this. A lot of small decisions that you have to get right, but also there's some big decisions that you want to get right. So don't over leverage yourself. Do have a great lifestyle, enjoy yourself, but don't do it too much. All right, so with that, Denny Troncoso here, licensed loan originalist, is my information. Give me a call, send me an email, here to help you out. Visit our coastalloans.com. You see our YouTube videos, give us a thumbs up if you like the information, and then also subscribe. It helps people find the channel, and we'll be posting videos on a weekly basis about information on lending and so much more. With that, guys, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.